Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Margot Newcomb. I'm a Director of Marketing here at Teledyne Marine. Today is the last of our three-part series dedicated to our blueview 3D technology. Hopefully you've been able to join us for our first two sessions, but if not, they are recorded and available on our Teledyne Marine channel. So great if you can go back and check those out if you missed them the first time around. Today's topic, we're going to be focusing on point cloud post-processing. So as usual, we have John Robertson and Tyler Whitaker here, and they are going to share their vast knowledge on this topic with you. It sounds like it's kind of a whirlwind here with a lot to cover in a short amount of time, but I am looking forward to hearing what these guys have to present today. So before we get started, I do have a couple of housekeeping items for you. Number one, as usual, this session is being recorded. You will get an email within the next 24 hours with a link. So if you need to log off early or want to share it with a colleague, you will be getting that email with the information. And also, as usual, everyone is muted to keep our background noise to a to a minimum. However, we will be doing a Q&A at the end as usual. So as we go along, if you have questions, please do type them into the question pane. If it's something immediate and you're hoping that you can hop in as they're talking, you can even raise your hand. There's a little button where you can raise your hand, and John can see that as well. So it could be something that he can kind of stop as we go if it's something urgent as we move along. Otherwise, type them in and we'll take them at the end. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to John and Tyler.
Thanks for the introduction, Margot. And as Margot mentioned, we're basically concentrating a full day of data processing and data review and cleaning into this 45 minutes. So we're going to try to compress that full day training section into these 45 minutes. So if there's anything that you need more detail on, or you want to get more information on a specific part or a specific process, let us know, and we can potentially set up another session with you individually, or have another focused session on that topic later on. I'll spare us from the introductions of Tyler and myself in too much detail, but we've been here for a significant amount of years, starting with both of us starting with the blueview brands, and have extensive field experience with these systems. So we'll try and pass on as much information on this topic as we can today. So Tyler is going to be controlling our screen today and going through some data review and processing. So we'll jump right into it.
All right, thanks guys. So yeah, I am going to jump right in here because there's a lot to go over. Today we're just going to be reviewing point cloud post-processing. So up until this point, we've discussed for the 3D product, the BV5000, we've discussed the hardware itself, ProScan, which is the data acquisition, and now point cloud post-processing. So as I just mentioned, we can see kind of the software data flow here. Last week we discussed ProScan. You can go back and watch that if you missed it. And now we're here on Stitch or registration or post-processing, you know, whatever you want to call it. And then of course your final deliverable, which is generally the point cloud. So this processing step can be done with a number of different software suites. Like I've mentioned, it can be done with Cloud Compare, which is a free kind of open source software. It can be done with, there's Leica, Geosystems makes software. There's a lot out there. We've kind of been selling software called QuickStitch. It was kind of made with the BV5000 in mind, so it has it's stripped away a lot of the tools that might overcomplicate the process. And it is the software I'm most familiar with by far and have used the most. So it's what I'm going to be using to review. So just keep in mind, every software like Cloud Compare, for example, will probably have a different layout of tools. We'll have different ways of going about certain processing steps, but ultimately it's doing the same thing. So with that, I'm actually going to just jump right into the software itself. Can you guys see the software window?
Yeah, I see it now. Yep.
Okay, blank. There's no data in there yet, but okay. So here's Quick Stitch. This is basically the main UI. Once you open it, this is what you're met with. Obviously no data in here at the moment. So the very first step generally is going to be just to add your XYZ file. I can do that through File, Add XYZ. I have a data set here we're going to be working with. It was collected in Alabama a while back. It's in kind of a quarry or dam outflow area, if I'm correct, John.
That is correct. Yeah, these are dam outflow tubes. There's three gates that you'll see in the data set that you can point out, and from different scan locations. So we'll merge multiple scans together to fill in the whole area.
Correct. Yeah, so here's one data set. So this is one scan location, one point cloud. We can see kind of the trademark donut hole or blind spot where the tripod was actually located. And we can see the surrounding area. So right off the bat, we can see it's an area with 3 kind of close walls and then no back wall here. What we'll find is I bring in the other scans at the other locations are 4 locations. So there's scan location 1, scan location 2, 3 would be about here, and 4 would be here. So presumably that would be during acquisition written out on a map so we know which location corresponds to which area. This is kind of a small area, so it's not too hard to figure that out, but on larger data sets with more locations, you'll definitely want a good scan location map. So first off, I want to go over just the tools kind of up here at the top, just with the single data set. So moving across, we have kind of file tools. So new project, open a project, save, of course. 3D view, which we're in right now. We have a 2D view, which will basically remove the Z coordinate and make it just a 2D kind of plane, X, Y. Back to 3D. We have a side view. We'll basically lock into a side view. We have an align north up. So these are all just kind of view controls. Few that aren't particularly used. We have a bounding box. We have kind of a surface grid we can enable. Let's turn this off. Surface grid. We have background maps kind of built into the software. So if you are connected to the internet, you can, for example, click a Bing satellite map. This isn't a georeference point cloud, so it's going to be located in the middle of, actually this looks close, in Alabama somewhere. So, but if you do have a georeference point cloud, it will be kind of overlaid correctly. And if you are in the correct coordinate system set up here in settings under geodesy, then it will kind of overlay properly. So number of maps here can make for a nice presentation if you're doing screenshots or videos. It's nice to have data in the back here. So again, that does require an internet connection. For simplicity, I'm just going to do no map here. Measurement tool, of course, it's very useful. Blueview did have a measurement tool as well, but Quick Stitch has kind of a more powerful measurement tool. So if I click measurement, it brings up a little dot here. So start measurement and measurement. I can hit the escape button to kind of clear it, and we have the measurement actually staying on the point cloud. And we can see on the left here, it actually shows up as an item, as an object, measure 1, which I can actually name. I can call it, pole or whatever you want to call it, with all the actual properties down here. So good simple measurement tool. I'm going to remove that just to clean it up. Moving along here, we have a profile tool, which is an incredibly powerful tool. So it basically pulls up a cut here, a profile cut view. So down at the bottom, let me make this a little larger. We basically have a kind of a profile of the point cloud, as we can see